Claude is putting an invisible watermark in generated text, including code. But the viral version of this story skips the most important fact. Anthropic has not released the detector, the technical method, or its error rates. What it has released is a promise. Supported Claude models will mark text at the model level, worldwide. And that mark does not prove Claude wrote the work. It proves something narrower. Claude may have touched it. Anthropic is actually deploying two systems. For plain text, it says the watermark is woven into the output itself, survives copy and paste, and may survive some editing. That applies across Claude, the API, Claude Code, Cowork, and supported cloud platforms. For generated files like PNG, JPEG, and SVG, Claude adds signed C2PA provenance metadata. Think of that as a tamper-evident receipt attached to the file. It can record that Claude processed the asset and whether the signed file changed. But a receipt is not reality. C2PA can authenticate a provenance claim. It cannot tell you whether the image or the claim inside it is true. So how can ordinary words hide anything? Language models do not choose the next word from one inevitable answer. They score many possible tokens, then sample among them. A watermarking system can subtly influence that sampling so the final sequence contains a statistical pattern. A detector with the right scoring method can look for that pattern across enough text. Google's published SynthID-Text system shows this can work at scale. DeepMind reported no measurable quality loss in standard evaluations or in feedback across nearly 20 million Gemini responses. But that is Google's method. Anthropic has not said it uses SynthID, a greenlist scheme, invisible Unicode, or anything else. Anyone claiming the exact Claude mechanism today is guessing. The official limitations matter more than the headline. A detected Claude mark does not establish authorship. You could write an article yourself, ask Claude to proofread it, and receive marked output. Translation, summarization, and file conversion can do the same. The detector cannot tell who supplied the ideas, how much a human wrote, whether the facts are correct, or whether any policy was broken. And no mark does not mean human. Older models may lack support. Short passages may carry too little signal. Heavy editing, paraphrasing, translation, or mixing can weaken detection. File conversion and screenshots can strip metadata entirely. That makes a future detector a provenance clue, not an automatic cheating verdict, hiring filter, SEO penalty, or compliance decision. Code is the hardest test. Prose usually has many acceptable ways to say the same thing. Code has less freedom. Syntax, types, tests, and performance narrow the choices, and software can be transformed without changing behavior. A 2024 study tested existing code watermark techniques against simple edits, such as renaming variables, adding dead code, or wrapping statements. In many conditions, detection fell below 50%. That study did not test Claude's unreleased system, so it is a warning, not a verdict. The quality claim is also unresolved. Google has evidence that its text watermark preserved quality. Anthropic currently offers an assurance, not published measurements. Until the detector and evaluations arrive, claims that Claude code is now worse or permanently traceable run ahead of the evidence. Why now? The EU AI Act requires generative systems to make synthetic text and media machine detectable, and Anthropic chose a worldwide rollout instead of an EU-only product split. The useful goal is real. Give people evidence about how content was made. The danger is turning a probabilistic signal into a moral judgment it cannot support. So remember the rule. A Claude mark can mean Claude contact. It does not mean Claude authorship. And the absence of a mark proves nothing at all. That distinction is the difference between provenance and surveillance theater.